All right, guys, here we are for the season finale of Season 1, or series finale, of The Tick.
The series finale, indeed.
Yeah, this is the last episode. And
so I'm torn, because this is, like, nice. This is a flashback.
It was a decent capper.
Yeah.
Because it brought us full circle. We
did.
learn about the Tick and Arthur's relationship and how they bonded and what exactly formed them as the duo that they are today.
Yeah.
They fight the Terror past his prime. The Terror is the focal point of the new Amazon version of the Tick.
Oh, is he an old guy there too? Is that this whole?
He's always an old guy.
He's an old guy in the cartoon.
Yeah, he's always an old guy, but he's not like a decrepit old man like in this. He is a functional.
He's
old
supposed
man.
to be like unusually spry for his age and constantly trying to prove that he still has it, and then have to be like, I take my pills and stuff, and do his like old guy things. Yeah.
So I actually enjoyed this episode.
This was nice, and it makes me sad because I feel like this is definitely, I think, like an intentional half season or pilot season where they were like, because at the end, because like it like begins with like, oh shit, and then you slide right into like normal show time. This is the capper that leaves you with that feeling of like, and we're always going to be there to fight evil in whatever form it may take. Let's just keep, and like anything is possible and everything's open and good. Please, book us for a full season. And they were just like, no. Go die in a fire.
I believe this aired on Fox, and everything on Fox
the black hole of Fox, yeah.
Well, it's because Fox typically has these under budgeted shows, and they're up against, because like they are the lowest tier of the high networks, like where it's like, okay, your standard basic cable
Worst
here,
are the best,
but your channel 11s, your channel 2s, your channel 4s, your channel 7s just dominate in like higher budget stuff.
Yes,
and you're up against them in the same time slot.
CBS, NBC, WPIX, Universal's one, whoever owns Channel 9 by us, UPN. Was that Paramount? Who
was Paramount. Yeah. Now it's not. Now it's My 9. Okay. But I would say 9 and 5
all those
were
companies
on the same tier.
Okay.
And then your 2s, your 4,
your CBS,
NBC.
I was gonna say
ABC.
We're saying like New Jersey channel numbers.
That's true.
I don't know if they're the same
CBS,
everywhere.
NBC, ABC.
ABC
are your
the
primes.
They were 7 by us. Yeah. ABC. I was gonna say there's a few,
and
but obviously
the CW. Then it would have been the Warner, the WB11, the WB.
Just the Warner Brothers one is over there. A little more movie focused, a little less whatever. Okay, point is, yes, they were not the top tier thing. There's like a whole pile of corpses in like Fox's closet.
Yes, and a lot of good ideas. Just it's a matter of numbers. You're up against much higher numbers. You can't really hold.
No, but they're famous, right? For like, why would you greenlight this interesting show, give it all this attention, and then cancel it? Because why? It didn't somehow beat like these
Lost?
people that you've never beat in like the history.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I know. Yeah, it's bad. They could have carved out this niche for being this like interesting, and maybe they did anyway because people don't pay attention. But everything keeps getting canceled. It keeps ruining all of our lives.
Had they nowadays, but now like the networks things are so much safer. They don't make these efforts. But with the digital streaming, I think you could have had a lot of shows that were canceled survive, and if they would have seen their DVD sales immediately, they could have survived too. But too little, too late.
Yeah, and now we're in like a post-network TV world to a large extent. I don't know what's going on there. I assume it's just Big Bang Theory and Glee. Is that accurate?
I don't think that show's even on the air anymore.
Sweet. I'm an old man. What is it, Shakira? What's happening? Britney Spears?
They may both be off the air, actually, for all I know.
Yeah.
But no, so this episode, we got the Terror as a short old man who's getting like pratfalled and hurled into walls and goodness.
He actually, so correct me if I'm wrong, but he says, hands off my sidekick, body double, and then grabs him. Did that happen?
I don't think so.
Did he say body double?
I don't recall that.
I think he called him, so he said something there. I don't know if the words were body double or something else, but it sounded like he said body double, and I laughed my ass off. So hopefully they did, because it's obviously not the old man, if that's even an old man, and not just a guy in old man makeup.
I did not catch that, but having it been a week since I've watched this episode, I couldn't
It's
tell
possible.
you at all what he could have said.
It would have been life changing had it been that. So you must have thought it was something else if you heard it properly and all that stuff. No, yeah, it's a solid episode. Honestly, it feels good.
Yeah, this will
You
be
get
in
the
the
whole,
top half of the episodes for the season.
Oh
of
yeah,
course.
yeah, big time. Maybe not the toppest one. I didn't make a ranking, so I shouldn't even hint at that.
We have no, not the best episode, but we also.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly because Batmanuel and what's her face?
Captain Liberty.
Yeah, are both not as A in this as
Yeah,
they
this
were
is
in other episodes.
before
This
that
is
whole
more,
thing happened. I like her being like her doing like the paperwork and having to be like, what weapons were used? He threw a dump truck and all that stuff and being all upset. And Batman was like, dump trucks are heavy, yes. Please, I'm like
My car. I need to go.
His stupid thing with the car, like the clash of the mundane versus, and then like as they're telling the story, cutting back to the present, he's like, Batman took the subway 3 times that day. This was the low point for Batman. And you're like, okay, fuck, like that sort of butting heads were like in.
And he got jumped.
You know, it gets better, yes, to keep piling onto it. But I love the concept of like in like a normal superhero thing, you're just left to be like, yeah, no, I guess he has to take it off to shower. I assume he showers. I don't know. I assume he poops. Who knows? And on this show, we see like the shaving cream mustache, and then he's fighting with the toilet, and like it's this weird, right? And people have to like get a license, and people have to like do all these dumb things, and my car's in the shop, and I was taking a leak, and I missed this, right? That's like the strong thing of the show. So to have it all set up and like be precipitated from that, where she's like, "Who's this new guy in town? You can't just come in and like get a nemesis. You have to work your way up." Okay, fine. Listen, let me check on my database here, and all the like criminals are all washed up and shitty now, and they have all these dumb things happening. And they find one, but they've not kept up, and he's way out of date, way past his prime, right? But he still gives them a run for their money.
Yeah, he still fucks Batman well up. But who doesn't, honestly? Batmanuel's barely a fighter.
It's genius. Yes.
He's just in it to like wear spandex, like.
Yeah, and we saw that with that episode where he was like, "Can I get my name in the paper? How do I do that?" And like trying to like work the angles and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a good mix. Some people have powers, some people don't.
Most don't, it seems.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, Captain Liberty. We never really see her do anything.
She fights a guard off camera. And she does her body double does flips sometimes as she's going into the scene. So it's implied she's got something going on. But yeah, no, we don't know.
Yeah, just an agile lady.
It's the whole thing. Just an agile lady. The perfect woman.
What else happens in this episode?
He says, "I'm 112 years old," and Tick's like, "Okay, Adolf Quitler."
Yeah.
He's like, "Don't call me that." And he's like, "I'll call you that all I want." And then like Arthur comes in, "Gotta go," and the whole thing. Like just the idea that we finally
he
fill in.
He can track us. He has that power.
Another one of his powers. No, it's caller ID, Tick. The whole thing, like. Again, the clash of the mundane with the super, but the fact that that stuff like immediately, like seeing really what happened immediately, I realize now that that the series is over. That like that's what's cool about the animated series is it just happens right there all together, and you're watching them deal with life and having to do the whole thing or whatever. Here they skip it to like backfill it later and all that stuff.
Yeah,
this would have made me a lot like, oh yeah, now I get it, now I understand it, right? Because you're watching him like crack the bedroom door and go like, he's out there, he's on my couch, what do I do? Oh god. This whole thing, like that was really strong material, I think.
Adolf Quitler, strongest line.
Adolf Quitler.
Yeah.
Adolf Quitler.
Now there were some good lines by the Tick in this episode.
Yeah.
Tick and Arthur had a very strong dynamic in this episode, and I thought that's fitting to be your ending and your beginning all at once. It's very nice.
No, and like again, this is the open-ended piece, so this is where you want to end to give people that whole thing of like, I can't wait to see what other adventures we go on, right? Because some of their adventures happen off camera, and like you don't see what's happening or whatever, right? Here we got to see the terror, we got to see the stuff happening. Arthur like saves his first person or whatever, which is plugging in a machine and all that business.
When the terror realizes his heart isn't beating and he starts hitting himself in the chest, and then like he doesn't move for a second, and then he stabs himself with the adrenaline. I was like, yep. Get some.
And he's like, that's pretty good. That's the whole thing.
Like fly rises up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed it. I like legitimately enjoyed this episode. This was totally fun.
Definitely.
There's the reimburse me for the kick aspect.
Yeah.
Do you think Batman Well is happy that he has to ask to be reimbursed for the cake? The whole thing. He's like, fine. And this dumb stuff.
That was a 10.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
change is in
give
his
you a 10.
crotch.
Yeah. He's just like his codpiece fanny pack thing or whatever. Little stuff like that. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
There's another line I liked. So like she gives the tick the terrorist number, and then later
Yes.
Arthur's explaining it, and he's like, giving the tick a terrorist's phone number is like giving him a loaded gun pointed at me or whatever. And I liked that little capper there or whatever. He's like a child. It's ridiculous.
He is like, well, she was trying to kill him, so.
No, and like she kind of said, well, I was kind of trying to kill you, or something like that, where it's this thing of like, oh, that was the whole plan. And that explains how they get all together. She's like, I hear they're both in the hospital. I can't wait. I have to find out what happened, or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And you expect one thing, but it's the other. The guy had a heart attack.
Yeah. And they win.
They do triumph, over evil. Even Batman Wells saying, instead of relishing your victory, you rush him to the hospital? You're so bad at this, or something like that. And you're like, okay, cool. That was the wrong skull.
Any final thoughts on this episode?
Batman Well calls the scorpion a poison lobster. I like that as well. No, this made me laugh and this made me sad because I know that this was like 15 years ago or something like that. It's
what
literally
year would this
never
have been?
happening.
This was no, might be
When would this have
might be
aired?
more than that. This might have been 98.
Just let me have this, man, please.
I want to say it's 20 years ago.
20 effing years ago. How old are we? We're dead. That's how
We're dead.
old. Yeah, and like I'd always heard that there was a Patrick Warburton tick, and I'd always heard people then say, you don't really have to go back and watch. But I'm glad we did because it was fun.
It was completely a worthwhile venture.
Yeah, and I wish it would have had a little more life to it, given it a little money, let it explore a little more. I think Arthur is knocking it out of the park, and everyone else is at the very least like solid. I don't think we have any like miscast.
I really like Batman Well.
Yeah.
Him and the Tick are my favorite characters,
Okay.
and half of the Tick's writing is amazing.
Right, exactly. So maybe they could have found their footing and really seen. You could have learned from
Season
this first
2 would have been
season.
a real good thing.
Yeah.
If I win the lottery, I will fund a season 2. I'll get back all the original
cast.
Yeah, to pick up in time this far in advance. It'll be great.
Arthur, we have to pass the torch.
It'll be really hard to fight Amazon for ownership over the Tick, but I'll do what I can.
Okay. No, I mean, I think on the news show they should meet these people somehow or something like that. Do something. I don't know where they are all at in their careers or whatever, but Patrick Warburton's doing college humor shorts and stuff. He would totally do it.
Well, I think that's just a
do
fun
the
thing
Tick.
that a lot of actors do.
I know, but he would have fun doing the Tick.
Oh, well, I think he had fun then.
What, are you saying the fun's over? We can't go back and have more fun?
I mean, I think he's all about the fun.
No, I know.
Yeah, I don't think any of them would be unapproachable. I don't know what she's up to. Arthur, was he dead or something? I don't know.
I don't even know who that guy is, and I feel bad because
Yeah.
I do feel like he's doing a really good job. Everyone
Not
said
deserving of the main character role.
Yeah.
It's called The Tick, but Arthur is the main character.
that's the audience's
Yeah.
surrogate, where you're actually able to get a window into the world of the because everyone's being irrational and
Because
crazy.
you couldn't
and-
follow the Tick
he's
the
your
whole
guy.
time. It wouldn't work.
And-
He can't convey simple thoughts.
And whenever we try, it's like whap, 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 and all that stuff.
Yeah, Charlie Brown's parents.
Yeah, no, I don't even know who that guy is though. Like, I want to be because I think he's everyone says things that I'm like, but he's like the least of those. He's able to deliver even the lines that I feel like are ill-conceived with like a certain strength and all that stuff. And I feel bad that it's been 20 years and I've never seen that guy again, or I don't know who
Or
he
he's
is.
just a character actor, and you've never
Yeah.
seen him again because he's so good.
It's possible if we check his IMDb, he's been on like a dozen other TV shows and he's doing just great, and I hope so because he deserves it. God damn it. And I guess that's the Tick.
That's The Tick, guys. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.